Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to give you 5 things which we learned from the game against Derby, which we picked up a 1-0 win away from home. We knew against Derby it was a must-win game for us, especially after losing against Blackburn at home. We managed to pick up the 3 points. Now, can we back up this result at home against Bristol City? Our home form recently, well, I say recently, throughout the whole of this season, it hasn't been the greatest, if I'm being honest with you. So we need to pick up as many points as we can in our last 2 home games. And you would rather play, out of the 3 games left, you'd rather play more games at home than away. But on current form, I guess we would rather play more games away from home. But look, we need to back it up at home, and it's a perfect opportunity for us. Yes, it's against 2 teams pushing for those playoff positions, and yes, the first team is against Bristol City, who are in very good form. But hey, no one thought we would lose against Blackburn at home, so maybe not many people would think we would beat Bristol City. So let's see what happens on Monday, but we definitely need to back it up with a good performance and also get some points. So this video is 5 things which we learnt from the game against Derby. Before I go into detail, please smash the like button, comment what you learnt from the game. Also, tomorrow at 11 AM on Sunday, I will be live streaming, breaking down the game from Derby and also match previewing the game at home against Bristol City. And it gives you guys any opportunity to ask me any football questions which you guys may have. So if you're free and available, 11 AM on Sunday tomorrow, I'm live streaming. Feel free to join me and the rest of my subscribers in having a good chat about football and Luton. So, today's video. The first thing which we learned from the game is our set pieces. They were much better. I've been vocal about our set pieces not being the greatest, especially in recent weeks. And against Derby, we created our most dangerous opportunities against them from set pieces. Our goal, it came from a set piece. Morris, firstly, did quite well to win the initial header from Clark's corner. McGUINNESS then fought for that ball against that Derby defender. The ball then fell across the 6-yard box to Ali, who managed to get away from his marker, hard and low, and put us 1-0 up. Good start to the game. We then had a couple of opportunities after that. Fane had 2 opportunities himself. I did think he should have done better with the one he hit over the bar. I felt he had more than enough time to kind of direct it at least on target, but it just went over the bar, and he also had another chance from the side netting. So nice for us to actually create chances from set pieces. Long may it continue. We all know from open play we are not the greatest, and then when we are good, like we were against Sheffield United and against Borough, we weren't clinical in front of goal. But against Bristol City, we need to show a little bit more on both. Yes, we can create chances from set pieces, but if our set pieces are not going to be great, we need to rely on something else. And from open play, we need to do something. So hopefully we can improve on our last couple of games left in the season, but we are leaving it a little bit late for my liking. And that does move me on to my second point. Against Derby, we didn't take advantage while being on top, and we haven't really done that all season, and I would like us to start doing that. Matt Bloomfield also mentioned this in his interview after the game, and he mentioned about we need to score that second and third goal to help us out a little bit, and that's something which we do need to improve on. When we have that spell in a game or half, we need to really be taking full advantage of it, getting that second goal, getting that third goal. We can kill a game off if you do that. Sometimes the perfect time to score is when you've just scored a goal, because the opponent you are playing against, their heads are down. So that's what we've got to do, rather than having second half performances like we did against Derby. Now, don't get me wrong, the defending was amazing, but realistically, you do not want to defend for 45, 55 minutes, 11 plays behind the ball and just clearing the ball away and not getting hold of it. You don't want to do that. You want to make life a little bit easier for yourself. So we need to take more advantage when we are on top in a game. And that does require us to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, which we haven't really been doing this year. Throughout the whole game, there was one player in particular that was just amazing. And he goes by the name of McGUINNESS. 2 clearances off the line, 4 blocks, 18 clearances, 8 headed clearances, and 8 aerial battles won. Honestly, his performance was amazing, and he's had a lot of stick because on paper, the money which we spent for him, I don't think that's his fault. You can blame the board for that because we left it very late to sign him. But he's had a lot of question marks over his performances, especially at the start of the season. But now he's got a settled defence. You are now seeing a very good player. For me, also, he's been one of the better players since Matt Bloomfield has arrived at the football club. He is performing very well, and against Derby, that performance was just amazing. Putting his body on the line, excellent defending. It really was. And long may this continue. I do like McGuinness, and I do feel sorry for him, as I've already mentioned. Thrown right in the deep end at the start of the season, came in a little bit too late. Needed him during the pre-season campaign. Next year he will get that if he does stay at the football club. I don't know at this point. We don't know if we're going to get relegated, and we don't know if he will stay with Luton. But with the money we've spent on him, I can't imagine another football club would spend even more money on him, because we definitely wouldn't sell him for less, I don't think. So look, I think he's going to be here regardless of what league Luton are going to be in. But regardless of that, I do think he's going to be an amazing defender for us next season, because 1, he will have a pre-season, and 2, I think Matt Bloomfield will just go back to the basics, and I do think we will be playing a 4-man defence next season. So look, long may this continue with his performances. His partnership with McInness on the right hand side has worked extremely well. Yes, McGuinness is playing as that central defender, but the communication with him and McInness, it's getting better. Every single game you can see it improving. McInness helps him out with his pace, and McGuinness just makes sure that nothing dangerous comes down that right hand side. It's more the left hand side which is actually the problem, because I do think teams target Amari Bell. But overall, McGuinness, that performance against Derby, please, another 3 more games like that. The 4th thing which we learnt from the game against Derby is Matt Bloomfield, he is adaptable. Now, I've been vocal about Matt Bloomfield is not a Rob Edwards 2.0, which I've seen some supporters actually say about him. He's not. He's played multiple different systems at Luton. He's played different formations. Rob Edwards was a stubborn man who just played the same system. He never changed. Even during an injury crisis, he never changed, which was absolutely bonkers in itself. Matt Bloomfield changed the system a little bit yesterday against Derby. He put Cal Naismith as that defensive-minded midfielder in front of the defence, which worked extremely well, adding more physical presence on the pitch, adding more height as well. It made sense. Fanny played a little bit further forward, which, yes, he missed some chances, but with Fanny being a little bit further forward and also being an attacking threat, he had some chances against Derby, which we did not see from the likes of Chong, who is an attacking player. So compacting that midfield, compacting the middle of the pitch with 4 midfielders was the right thing to do. And that first half performance, we did extremely well because we compacted that midfield. We were getting hold of the ball a lot more. Derby couldn't break us down. We were controlling possession of the ball. It made sense. He will change. He will adapt. You've got to remember as well, he's not even playing the way he wants to play. Now, some people are using this against him because at the start he did want to play the way he was playing at Wycombe, and then he reverted back to the old ways. And some people are using that against him and saying that's not quite smart thing to do. Why would you do that? You shouldn't, abandon your own identity after a couple of games. You might be right in saying that, but I also want to look at it from a different perspective and say I actually think it's quite smart. He's had a look at it, he's realised the players can't play the way he wants to a certain extent, and realises actually we're more likely going to get results by playing the old way, but we need to go back to go back to basics with it. And unfortunately, it's taken a while. It's taken 8 games in order for him to start winning games of football. That's why we needed to make a manager change a lot sooner. Yes, he could have done better in those 8 games. I do agree. But ultimately, he adapts. And that's the main point which I want to make here. He will adapt, and I do think he's a better, tactically a lot better than Rob Edwards in the way he goes about games. He's going to get it wrong. We have to understand that, like he did against Blackburn in terms of the subs. But if he can get it right more than wrong, we are going to have a successful time with him being our manager. So long may this continue. And the last point which I wanted to make is about Cal Naismith. He won't be playing on Monday after an excellent first half performance and also a good second half performance as well. He will not be playing against his current club in Bristol City, who he's on loan from. He's not allowed to play against them. So we are going to have to change something, especially in the midfield, as he was playing as a defensive midfielder. Now, I actually think Matt Bloomfield, he will make the one change. I actually think it would be Naismith out, of course, for Walsh. And I think he would roughly keep the same formation. He would keep that 4-man midfield because I do think it did work. Hopefully Chong is not back into the starting 11. I don't really want to see that. I can't see Morris being dropped unless he gets injured. So I don't see many changes happening because I do think Matt Bloomfield, after listening to his interview from after the game, it sounds like he was very happy with the team, as he should be, because I do think we defended very well and it was a good first half performance. So I got a feeling he's not going to make many changes and he's going to try and limit them as much as he can. So I do think the one change will definitely be Walsh in for Naismith. What do you think will happen on Monday? Do you think that is the correct decision? Let me know down in the comments. So that is the end of today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Please smash the like button on today's video. It helps the video do better on YouTube. Also, drop me your thoughts as well. That also helps the video perform better on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. Don't forget to follow me across my social media. The links are in the description below. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video, which will be a match preview, and also in my live stream if you are available. I'll see you guys then.